spraying in this room was probably the worst of the urine, just because puppies and whatever kind of grew up in here, and so they kind of had their way. So it looks like us just sprinkling down some of that extra powder and applying the regular solution kind of diluted or made it a bit more concentrated, lifted out a lot of the yellowing already. However, I do smell it activating with the urine, so we made up some pre-spray that's specifically designed with enzyme cleaner, peroxide, and some other things for rinsing and all that good stuff in there. We're going to go ahead and generously apply it. I wouldn't be surprised if I use a gallon or more of it in here just because it is so bad. And as it is dwelling, we'll go ahead and grab our Brush Pro and come up here and give us a real good scrub. But I did want it to kind of sit and dwell in the carpeting quite a bit, or for a little, a few minutes before I actually went through and scrubbed it, just to give it that extra dwell time. I think it will really be beneficial to let our chemistry work for us instead of us working to make the chemistry work. This is the Brush Pro agitation system. I have it over on its side so you can see the underbelly of it at the moment. We got these two counter-rotating brushes, nylon brushes that gently groom all of the carpet. I would say carpet piling, but we are dealing with Berber carpet, so there is no piling. So what it's going to do, it's going to scrub the cleaning solution that we laid down thoroughly throughout the carpeting. So basically, the way that this device works is that you simply pull down on the handles, like so. And it goes through and... Okay, with the sprinkling of the granules on the floor to add a little bit more concentration with the mechanical agitation, the magic eraser, I call it the CRB, the Brush Pro system, a counter-rotating brush. It has a million different names that people refer to it as. Basically, they're just referring it to by the mechanical nature of how it operates and works. So all of those things are adequate names that describe it. And you can see there's a bit of hair that turned up in the carpeting because, like I mentioned, there was a dog that was in here, but it looks like it did a pretty good job of lifting the stains out. I still see a little yellowing over here, and I know that there was a spot there, there's another spot there, and there was a spot there. Those are the primary ones that were in here, which will take the our water claw here. And what the water claw does, I have to pull it out of the package so you can see it, but it focuses all of the suction of our hose that we're going to be putting down on here so that it forces all of the airflow to go through a centralized location so we can focus directly on just the spots that need to be flushed, as far as getting a good amount of water down there so that we can loosen up the urine and pull it out. But as of now, I don't smell any odor issue. Usually what happens is that as soon as you disturb the urine that's in the carpeting, it begins to reek. It did smell initially as we put the stuff down, but with the sodium carbonate, peroxide, and other properties in that solution that we use to put down the carpet, it does a really good job of just deodorizing and immediately attacking and killing the bacteria, the odor-causing bacteria in the urine. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to the pool table room where we were. When we initially came in here, these were big yellow spots around here. So with the sufficient dwell time, it looks like our product is really getting in there and getting things done. So what I'm going to do, she said that she only wanted these spots clean, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put down a real heavy pre-spray and just this pool table section. And you can see there was another couple spots here that I treated as well. So like I said, I'm just going to do this squared off section here and get this all cleaned up as well. So the same process happens here. We're going to lay down maybe, I don't know, half a gallon or a gallon or so on that pool table square. I want to get it real moist and wet and run the CRB Brush Pro over it to give it some real good agitation and some dwell time. And I think that will definitely take care of it, because then we'll go back and we'll give it all a real good extraction as well. And this here is the last area for prepping that we're going to be doing. This is applesauce. It got spilled by a baby. So as we know, food products, proteins, and all that stuff is pretty generally straightforward clean. So we're just going to put down the same cleaner that we put throughout the rest of the house, because it is sufficiently works sufficiently. However, it is a little bit overkill for this particular area, probably for, you know, being applesauce. But since it's already made up and we have it here, there's no sense in letting it go to waste. So we're just going to apply what we have here and then bring the Brush Pro over here and give it a good agitation. As you can see, absolutely beautiful. Completely obliterated everything that was in the carpeting there. And if it wasn't for the fact that we had some stuff geared in there for the urine and stuff in the carpeting, there is a potential for a little bit of a residue issue. Had we not have done that, we could have just left it and called it good with the Brush Pro system. However, as thorough as I usually am with cleaning, I would hit it up anyways with an extraction. But it's just kind of an FYI that you can go through with a good, I don't want to call it an end cap product. I want to call it like a free rinsing or something like that. Or if you get your chemistry right, you can obliterate things that are, you know, like foods and other, you know, greasy spots that aren't going to necessarily leave any, because food, once you obliterate them using the right, you know, free rinsing agent product, they're pretty much neutralized, and they're not gonna have any sugars or anything like that that are gonna continue to reattract any soilings. So that all just has to do with the chemistry. And again, like I said, know your products. The more you use them, the more familiar you become with them, and the more that you're able to take advantage as to the things that they offer you. Alright, so I didn't get the camera on here quick enough, but as you can see, there is a clear plexiglass window on here, so you can see it kind of foaming and pulling some stuff up out of the carpet. So ideally, we are pulling out liquid gold from the carpeting here. Applesauce staining on the floor by Baby, 100% restored. Now the room in here still slightly smells of urine, probably because the padding has got some urine in it. However, we are not ripping the carpeting out of here. We're just doing a surface cleaning. And I gotta say, with the water claw, it did a pretty decent job. We have some furniture staining down there that obviously is not going to come out with urine treatment, but the rest of it looks pretty darn good. So as far as salvaging this room and getting rid of the very intoxicating urine smell, I think we did a really good job. And of course, by the time this dries, it won't be as activated or irritated as much, so that the smell should completely 100% go away, so it's not human detectable anyways.